Hello friends, and welcome to your December 2022 TarotScopes with me, Intuitive Rene. I hope you are well and I hope you are excited for December TarotScopes as I am excited to start recording them. So just to give you a little bit of housekeeping as to what it is, how it works, so what you can expect over the next couple of minutes. This intro, everybody gets the same intro just to save me from repeating things 12 times. I record 12, and I'm showing four fingers, I mean, I don't know. I record 12 readings using the same structure, the same method, the same process, the same tarot decks, etc. I record 12, and I want to show four fingers again. I don't know what's up with me with that. So I record 12 videos, one for Aries, going all the way through to Pisces. I stick this intro at the beginning of each of them, and I release them, giving you insight into the month ahead. We are obviously into the last month of 2022, and it is super exciting to be at this place. So what I've done, instead of our standard kind of TarotScope structure, I've actually created a bit of a spread that's going to help you to see what was the lesson of 2022. Have you achieved that? What do you still need to do to overcome it? What do we need to take with us into 2023? What do we need to leave behind? And a couple of other things, okay? So I've sort of thrown together this ensemble of a spread of a reading, and I'm going to do exactly the same reading for each sign of the zodiac. If you're on YouTube and you open up the description of this video, you will find links to all the other zodiacs. So if you want to watch for your friends or your partners or your children, or somebody, your worst enemy, to see what it is that they need to deal with or what they are going through, you can do that. So all of them will be in the description below. And you can just go through and watch as many as you need. I do encourage everybody, when I do the month ahead TarotScopes like this, I do encourage you partway through the month to sort of come back and just do a quick check-in. All right, I know I do TarotScopes on a weekly basis, but then is categorized by element. So for the month ahead, I like to do full videos for each sign of the zodiac. I also, when I start the recordings, I set the intention that it be applicable to your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising sign. So if you do know what your things are, if you do know what your alignments are, you are welcome to watch all of those. So yeah, whatever is applicable and appropriate to you. So I do generally just do the 3, sun, moon, and rising, because then it just gets too complicated if we go any further than that. So when I'm shuffling and when I'm doing the videos, I do set those intentions. I am going to work with 2 amazing tarot decks for this particular reading. The first one I'm going to work with is the Forest of Enchantment Tarot. Now, oopsie, I nearly dropped it there. This deck is just amazing. Let me do that, then the camera will hopefully focus. The artwork is just gorgeous. The artwork is just beautiful. And it's got quite a whimsical fantasy type of feel to it. And then to pair it with, I'm pairing it with the Tarot of the Hidden Realm, which is just as gorgeous, just as beautiful. I hope the camera's focusing because I can't see. And just as whimsical, just as fantasy related. So I thought these two will actually work so well together to do the reading. Like I said, I've got a whole lot of questions written out. I am also going to include an oracle deck as well. So, it's going to give you a lot of insight in how best to end off 2022. We are then obviously looking forward at 2023. So when I do the January TarotScopes, which I will release sort of the last week of December, in that last week of December, I will release the January TarotScopes, and there we're going to look forward at the whole of 2023. So this one for December, we're basically looking backwards. We're looking at 2022. What do you still need to achieve? What was the lesson? Have you done it? How are you doing? What do you need to leave behind? And what do you need to take ahead with you? So I do hope that you are going to enjoy the readings. If you do enjoy the reading, all I ask from you is a thumbs up. I love comments, so if you do want to leave me a little comment, that would always be greatly appreciated. I do read them all. I don't always get a chance to reply, but I do absolutely read every single one of them. And if you would like to leave a show of gratitude, you can. Just over here somewhere on the screen will be a super thanks button that will allow you to leave a a donation, a tip, if you may, a way of showing gratitude for the insight that you have received during the video. So I'm now going to flip the camera around so that you can see the table and that you don't necessarily have to see my face, because I do need a lot of space to show you all the cards. So I'm going to flip the camera around and we're going to get started with your zodiac. I'll see you there. Pisces, my dear Pisces, welcome, welcome. Let's have a look and see what December 2022 has for you. What do you need to know? What do you need to be aware of? What do you still need to complete in this year so that you can move forward into the next year with confidence, with clarity of mind, and with a happy heart and soul? So I know in the intro I said that I would use the green deck as the main deck, and I changed my mind and I decided Tarot of the Hidden Realms needed to be center stage today. So I am using Tarot of the Hidden Realms for the main portion of the reading. I will then bring out the other tarot and an oracle that I have and use them at the end of the reading to just finish it all off. So as I shuffle these cards now, I'm saying to Spirit, I'm setting the intention that we connect with Pisces energy, that we connect with 2022 energy, we connect with 2023 energy, December 2022 energy, and so much more, because that's all the kind of things that we're going to be focusing on for you right here and right now. Right, so Pisces, I'm happy with that shuffle. Put the cards back together, cut the deck over there, and I'm going to leave the cards just over there, out of the way, but still in shot, and draw straight off the top as we need the cards. All right, so Pisces, the first question we're asking. We are December 2022. We are getting ourselves prepared and ready to step into 2023. So the question we're asking here is, what is an energy that you need to leave behind in 2022? So what is an aspect of yourself or an energy of yourself that we are going to leave behind in 2022? And here we have the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands. Gosh. First of all, the first thing I notice is that she's not making eye contact with us. She's looking up, okay? She's looking up. She also has this, I don't know what it is, I'm going to call it a crown, which makes her look bigger and more scarier than she really is. What she's doing, though, is by doing all of this, is she's making sure that nobody wants to come near her. It's almost like she's creating this shield around herself to protect herself and to keep everybody away. Seven of Wands is the card of being defensive, okay? So she's created these defenses around herself to protect her, to guard her, to keep everybody out. And this is the energy that we're leaving behind, okay? This is the energy, Pisces, that you're not taking into 2023. This is the energy that needs to stay behind. So it's almost like self-preservation, if I can put it that way, self-protection, and just almost in a way isolating yourself from everybody else. So this energy, it is active, it is current with you, but it is energy that we need to consciously be mindful of to leave behind. The next card that we're going to take, Pisces, is an energy that we need to consciously be aware of to take forward. So this is the energy that we are wanting or needing to take into 2023. So let's have a look. Here we have the beautiful Queen of Cups. Isn't she gorgeous? Now, she's looking at us, okay? She has her body slightly turned to the right, but she is looking at us straight on. She's got a bit of a smile on her face. She looks approachable. She looks kind. She looks generous. She looks like she's a nice person. And that is describing, again, an essence of who you are, Pisces. So you are somebody who's always taking care of others. You are somebody that's always looking out for others, looking after others, and being mindful of what everybody else is going through. And that's a really good quality to have. It's a really good aspect of yourself. And it's one that you want to carry forward into the new year, into 2023. But this part of yourself, where you're isolating and being overly defensive and feeling like you are just not a part of, that aspect of yourself needs to stay away, needs to stay behind in 2022. But moving forward, we're going to move forward with confidence. You know, when you look at these two, they're the same person, but they're so different. Here we've got somebody who, like I said, you can't even make eye contact, whereas she can make eye contact. She feels very comfortable to talk to. She feels very approachable, whereas this lady does not. Right, so the next thing we want to do, taking our next card. So Pisces, the next thing we're looking at is we are still in 2022. 2022 is not finished yet. We've still got a whole month to go. What we want to look at here is what has been the main lesson that you have had to experience in 2022. So the main lesson that this year has brought you, let's have a look and see what that was. So here we have Knight of Cups. He looks almost sad, doesn't he? So he has a cup in front of him, and we don't know if the cup is empty or not, but he looks almost sad, almost forlorn. I don't know why I'm hearing that word, but that's the word that comes to me. He is somebody who feels with a big heart, okay? He is somebody who is very emotional, and he feels things on a really, really deep level, but he doesn't quite know what to do with those feelings. And that's Knight of Cups energy in this particular context. So the lesson for you, Pisces, of 2022 has been learning how to handle and how to deal and how to process the emotion that we're feeling that doesn't seem to fit in anywhere. Knowing what to do with all this energy and emotion that you are feeling. That has been the lesson of 2022. Now, I'm sure if you think back to the year, if you think back to the experiences that you've had just this year, I'm sure you would be able to connect the dots and to understand where this Knight of Cups fits in. He is normally somebody who makes big shows of love and affection, and he's normally somebody who is not afraid of his feelings. But in this particular deck, he looks like, oh, I don't know, I'm feeling this. He's acknowledging his feelings. He's very much aware of them, but he doesn't quite know what to do with them. So is the cup half full? Is the cup half empty? Oh, you know, like, is it good? Is it bad? Is it up? Is it down? He's a little bit all over the place, but actually he's not doing anything with his emotions. And it may be because he's been overly defensive around his feelings and his emotions instead of just embracing them. Now, I know that I've said that this is you on both levels, okay? That sometimes you are this person and sometimes you are this person, but the contradiction here is that 2022 has been trying to help you to process, to deal, and to respond to your emotions. I don't know how successful you've been. We're going to draw another card to answer that. But that has been what 2022 has been about for you. The lesson for you has been about trying to come to terms with your emotions, to try and identify and allow them to be valid and appropriate. Okay. We've looked at the lesson of 2022. Now we're going to look at the lesson of 2023. So we're popping over into the new year. What is the overall lesson of 2023 for you? And here we have the Six of Cups. Six of Cups is about reminiscing. It's about going back in time. It's about thinking back to previous times, previous experiences. It's about reminiscing, if I can put it that way, about the past. Now, it's interesting that we have both of these cards who are both pondering. They are both contemplating and pondering and thinking and feeling the feelings, but not really knowing what to do with them, okay? So, but we're going from this, I'm just going to sit here and think about it and ponder it, whereas she is being a little bit more active in pursuing the past, in pursuing the memories and the things that have come. So that is next year's lesson. Next year's theme is maybe how to process and how to handle it, because she is, you know, chest deep in water, and those waters are invariably her sadness, her tears. And, you know, any minute now she could be drowning in that. So next year it's going to be learning how to overcome that and not always living in the past and dealing with the old, but to actually be more present and obviously looking at the future. But that's next year's lesson. This year we're still sitting, we're still thinking, we're still pondering. So Pisces, my next question, my next card is with the lesson of 2022. All right. Have you completed it? Have you achieved everything that you needed to? Have you learned this lesson? Because if you haven't, we've still got December. We've still got 1 month where you can do stuff, all right, where you can achieve, where you can accomplish, where you can overcome anything that you need to. So this is the card that's going to give us a simple yes or no. Have you learned the lesson that you needed to in 2022? And the card that we've drawn here is the Seven of Pentacles. So the Seven of Pentacles is the card of patience, perseverance. It's the card of realizing that not everything happens in your time, but sometimes you just have to be patient and wait. In other words, this is Spirit having a bit of a sense of humor. This is the lesson, this is the card to have you completed the lesson, and this is Spirit saying, I don't know, I'm not telling you, you'll have to wait and see. Because that's what this card is. It's the wait and see card. It's the patience and the perseverance card. So here we have this lady. She clearly has a beautiful pregnant belly, and she is sitting in the sunlight, and she is basking in the sun, and she's feeling that tingle on her skin. She is lovingly holding her pregnant belly, her unborn child, looking at the size of her belly. You know, she's still going to be pregnant for a while. She's not due anytime soon. She may wish for it to come sooner. She may wish for it to happen sooner. But the truth of the matter is, she doesn't have any control over that. Baby comes when baby is good and ready, and there is no speeding it up. So as far as this lesson goes, this is Spirit saying to you, Pisces, that there isn't any cut and dry answers. That even though this is a lesson of 2022, time will tell whether you have actually learned this lesson or not. So, Pisces, we've looked at the energy to leave behind, the energy to take forward, the lesson of 2022, the lesson of 2023. How are you doing with regards to your 2022 lesson? We haven't really focused too much on December. So my next tarot card that I'm taking for you is a card that's going to tell you the energy of December. So what is December bringing to you, and how does it feature in the overall lesson of 2022? So December brings you 10 of Wands energy. Gosh, I just want to wrap this little boy up in my arms and just hold him tight and tell him it's going to be okay. He looks like such a small boy, but if you look at his eyes, there is a little bit of sadness, there is a little bit of wisdom, there's a little bit of so much going on in his eyes. And the fact that he's holding on to his toy right here by his throat chakra tells us that he's struggling, okay? It tells us that he's okay, but he's not okay. He's putting on a brave face, but he's actually not okay. And I'm wondering, Pisces, if this isn't going to be you during the month of December. If you're going to be putting on a brave face and saying, no, I'm fine, when actually the truth of the matter is you're not really doing okay. So the 10 of Wands is the card of acknowledging how difficult it is for you, how hard it is for you, acknowledging all the tragedy and all of those kind of things. But it's also the card of, of just saying that there's so much more happening under the surface. There is so much more going on there, even though you're struggling. So that is actually very, very interesting. And December is going to give you the opportunity to work through that, to process that, to experience that. Right, I want to just swap the tarot decks. This is the other tarot deck that I said I was going to use, and I just want to give it a little bit of a shuffle, because this little boy in our 10 of Wands, he's got me concerned, okay? Like I said, I just want to pick him up, and I just want to hold him tight, and I just want to wipe away his frown and his tears and tell him that everything's going to be okay. So from this deck that I'm shuffling now, Pisces, I'm sort of saying to Spirit, we've still got December. We've still got a lot of time, of opportunity to experience anything that we need to. So I just want to ask Spirit to give a little bit of clarity for you, Pisces, around the lesson and the experiences of December. What do you need to be focusing on? Where does your energy need to be? What is relevant and significant? And how do we make it easier? How do we make it less hard? How do we make it less difficult? I do think I see the same expression here, okay? I do think I see the same expression that even though we can't really see his eyes, I'm wondering if he's not just a grown-up version of that little boy. All right, so from this tarot deck, I want some validation, some clarity, some understanding, please, Spirit, for Pisces energy for the month of December. What is December bringing? What is December's aim? And how do we navigate, how do we handle, and how do we get through it? All right, happy with that shuffle. Cards are cut, and I'm going to draw straight off the top. So card number 1, Pisces, we have the 8 of Challenges. card number 2, we have got the Keeper of Boons. So those 2 cards are the ones that I'm going to work. So the 8 of Challenges. Now this is very interesting because you can see this lady. She is standing outside and she is standing inside of a bush under a tree. I don't know quite what it is, but it seems like it's just enveloping her, okay? Everything is just getting tighter and tighter around her, and she just feels like she can't move. She just feels like, she's feeling trapped, petrified, caged, scared, lonely, abandoned, useless, helpless. There's so many emotions going on there. But the truth of the matter is, if she just opens her eyes and looks at her situation, these little branches or whatever it is that seem to be catching her are so thin and are so little, she can just walk out of it. She can just walk away from it. But if she's allowing herself to feel trapped, she is trapped, okay? So it's about a figment of your imagination. So if you're feeling scared and afraid, you will be scared and afraid. But if you recognize, oh, hold a second, I'm not feeling very confident, I'm not feeling very strong, and we look at it, we admit it to ourselves, we see the truth of what is going on, we will be able to turn that situation around quite quickly, quite easily, and quite simply. And I say that because our final card that we have here is the Keeper of Boons. I mean, just look at him. So in a traditional tarot deck, he is the King of Pentacles, and he has everything his heart desires and so much more. He is happy, he is content, he is satisfied. His life is pretty perfect. His life is pretty perfect. He is, and that's where you want to be, Pisces. We don't want to be here, okay? We don't want to be here. I have to bring that one in. We don't want to be in any of these 4. Where we want to be is there and there. That's where we want to be. But Spirit is saying that you need to be patient. Spirit is saying that there's still a lot to process. So I'm going to suggest here, Pisces, and I know this is not easy. We're in December. December is sometimes a fantastic month for some people, and it can also be a really sad, lonely, horrible month for others. Spirit is saying to you in the month of December, acknowledge your feelings. Because that's what next year is all about. It's about acknowledging your feelings. So start acknowledging your feelings now. Start becoming conscious and aware of your feelings. And ask yourself, am I feeling that way because it's the actual situation? Or am I feeling that way because it's a figment of my imagination? In other words, am I making my own situation worse? Am I my own worst enemy? And when you can find the truth in that, when you can find the balance in that, you're going to realize that actually your cup runneth over and you have everything your heart desires and so much more. All right, so I'm not done with you yet, Pisces. Here on the other side of me, I have an oracle deck. And I didn't mention in the intro, but this is the oracle deck that I'm working with. It's called the Divine Energy Oracle. It is an amazing deck. So let's give this one a shuffle. And I'm looking for just a single card from this oracle deck that is really, truly going to just sum up this reading, sum up the energy of December, giving you an idea on how to navigate it, what you need to be focusing on, what you need to be doing, and how it all works. Let's have a look. Okay, so I'm happy with that shuffle. Cutting the deck and taking a card off the top. Let's have a look, Pisces. Final message from Spirit. Telling you to make the necessary sacrifices, because at the moment you are, and I apologize for using this word, but it's what I'm hearing. You are wallowing in your unhappiness. You are wallowing in your sadness. You are allowing it all to consume you, to overrun you, and you are your own worst enemy. And it's interesting that they ended up directly below each other. This is where you need to be. This is where you deserve to be, Pisces. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to be living your absolute best life. But if you've got yourself trapped in your own thoughts, if you've got yourself trapped in your own thinking, and if you're just sitting there wait for things to happen, it may not. Sometimes you have to make the necessary sacrifices, and that's what I see with this card now. So this little boy, he is not happy, he's not smiling, he's not confident, and he's holding a piece of resin, and this piece of resin is obviously something that means the world to him, okay? This is tree resin, and it might have something, a fossilized Nunu insect something inside it, but it is his world's most prized possession, and maybe the necessary sacrifices is for him to give that away so that his hands are free to change his circumstance, to do something else. But if he keeps holding on to that item, he's never going to succeed, and his situation will just continue to get worse. So sometimes we have to make the sacrifices, sometimes we have to let go, and sometimes we have to free ourselves from our own situation until such time as we are truly happy as we deserve to be, as you deserve to be. So Pisces, interesting reading for the month of December, remembering that this is necessary in order for you to move into 2023 with a clear slate, fresh opportunities, and that we don't carry any of this energy into the new year. The only energy we want to carry into the new year is emotional confidence and clarity. That is it, because that's who she is. Emotionally confident and clear thinking, that's who she is, and that is the energy we're taking forward. We're leaving the rest of it behind. So Pisces, much love and many blessings. And until we connect again, take care.